Hello everyone. Welcome to our first lesson on Chapter 6 Integers. Today we will talk about negative numbers. Before we start our lesson, here is a question for you. Have you ever heard about negative numbers? If so, where? Can you think of any? Some places where we can see negative numbers are in the temperature, in money balance, in building floors, and in the sea level. We will look into these in a little bit more detail. But before we start, what is negative and positive? Positive means plus. Negative means minus. How to remember that? Positive starts with a P and so does plus. So if you see P, that means it's plus. The other one is negative, which is minus. Now let us look at our examples. First, the temperature. If you ever see the temperature of Hyderabad, even in winter, it does not go down very low. The temperature stays cool, around 20 degrees. But if you go to a place like Manali up in the mountains during winter, it is really cold. The temperature we say is in the negative. So what is positive and what is negative here? We have the 0 degree temperature. Anything which is more than 0 degree is positive. Anything which is less than 0 degree is negative. Next example is of our buildings. Have you gone inside the lift of a mall or a very high rise and looked at the lift? Have you ever seen numbers like this, -1 or -2? Normally, if you press -1 or -2, it takes you to the car park. So what is -1 and -2? In a building, a ground floor is 0. Floors above the ground floor are all positive. They have a plus sign. And floors which are below the ground floor are all negative. They have a minus sign. Money balance. So what is a balance? Balance means the money that is left with us. When we have money with us, we have a positive balance, plus. When we have no money with us, we have a 0 balance. And when we don't have any money and we have to borrow money from others, we have negative balance. Next, let us look at sea level. So what is a sea level? The level of the sea is same all around the world. The sea level is 0. Anything which is above sea level is positive. So if I measure the height of a mountain which is above sea level, it will always be positive. Anything which is below sea level is negative. So the fish always swim in negative sea level. Let us now look at our objective today. We will be able to understand negative numbers and how they can appear in real and on number line. What are negative numbers? Numbers less than 0 are negative numbers. We put a minus sign in front of them. Positive numbers, these are the numbers which are more than 0. They have a plus sign in front of them. But we do not write the plus sign. A number without a sign is a positive number as well. So what is 0? The number 0 is where the positive and the negative numbers meet. 0 is not a positive number. It is neither a negative number. It is right in the middle. Now we will take a look at what the number line is. We have already learned about the number line in our chapter 2. This is how a number line looks. you can see a 0 in the middle. To the right, you can see all positive numbers. To the left, you can see all negative numbers. We know that a line is a shape that goes on forever. It does not have any end points. A number line also will go on forever. It does not have an end point and can have as big a number on it as possible. Before we continue with our lesson, let us recap. What are natural numbers? Numbers used for counting every day are natural numbers. They start from 1. What are whole numbers? Whole numbers start from 0 and all positive numbers are whole numbers. So what are integers? Integers are all positive numbers and all negative numbers and 0. So how do natural numbers, whole numbers and integers look on the number line? Natural numbers start from 1 and they are the whole range of positive numbers. Whole numbers start from 0 and continue all the way up on the number line. Integers are all negative numbers, the 0 and all positive numbers. They are happening throughout the number line. We will now take another look at the number line. Remember that in a number line, the numbers are growing up as we go to the right. So the numbers on the right are higher than the numbers on the left, which means 5 is higher than 2. So 5 is greater than 2. So if you look at the negative side of it, minus 2 is greater than minus 5. So what happens with 0? We know that 0 is less than 2 and 0 is less than 5. 0 is greater than minus 2 and 0 is greater than minus 5. Why? Because 0 is to the right of minus 2 and minus 5 on the number line. When we look at the number line on the negative side, the higher the numbers get, the lower is their value. That is why minus 5 is less than minus 2.